in terms of the ministry itself, there will be staff that will be the market women. We are talking about the food, those who prepare food, restaurants and so on, which of course we have to keep all the time, making sure that we keep the distance of 2 meters from each other, to ensure that even in the markets, because most of the stores will be closed to business, there will be plenty of space for the market. We send monitors out. They came back this weekend. Farmers have started earnestly preparing their lands, and some have even started planting. And the supplies of seeds and fertilizers, planting for food and jobs is still very strong. And farmers are continuing to show great interest. So in terms of the fundamentals, Ghana still remains very, very strong, with our food supply chain very active. And I can assure you that there is no prospect of any shortage. World food prices have gone through the roof. International rice prices are now $50, $70 per ton above what it was before the pandemic. But we are shielded from it because Ghana is on this path to be self-sufficient in rice. We are also been encouraging soya as a means of ensuring that we become self-sufficient in poultry. As you know, soya is a major input to poultry feed, and Ghana was very short with planting for food and jobs. Now, last year, we were able to produce nearly 200,000 metric tons of soya. And because of that, people are taking advantage to export. We are going to regulate that export to ensure that domestic output of poultry feed is sufficient to meet our new poultry project, which is coming up under the Rearing for Food and Jobs. So there's no need for anybody to panic to go and stock up food which they wouldn't need. And I'm appealing to everybody to be calm and to be assured that this government is determined that the growth path that we have chosen under Planting for Food and Jobs will go on steadily without any interruption whatsoever. So at this stage, I would like to pause here and take some interactions from the media, whatever it is that are bothering their minds about what we are doing in this period. We'll be too glad to give the fullest explanation. Thank you very much.
Minister, before you take your seat, maybe I will start off with a quick question on food prices. Food prices. So availability, yes, but what does this mean for prices, especially in the midst of the current challenges?
Yes, you know, prices are very dependent upon the fundamentals of supply and demand. As I've said, seasonally, you expect the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter of the year to have an increase in prices of food generally, because stocks are very low and farmers are busy preparing their lands for the planting for the new season. So that is generally what one would expect. But on top of that is this mad rush to stock up, which has actually accentuated the situation. And like night and day, once everybody comes back to normality, the stocks will be there in the markets, and the food will be there to the wache sellers and the other food vendors, to be able to meet the demands of the poorest in the society and of the highest in the society. Supermarkets are open for food. Some supermarkets are selling electronics and so on. Those will not be allowed. But the food sections in these middle market will be open. So there's the opportunity for the purchase of the product of the final produce, which is wache or kenke. Kenke seller will have enough maize to prepare their kenke. The rice, as I said, will be enough for the wache seller to buy at their normal prices to be able to supply and so on. So there's no need, as I said, to spike the price, because normally you take 2 bags every week, or a family may have 4 bags in a month, and then they go and buy 12 bags to stock up, you know, at twice or 3 times the price. That's totally unnecessary. So we are saying that don't waste your money on unnecessary stocks of food, because the food will be there tomorrow for you. It will be there next month and the month after. I mean, things are getting better in Ghana because of the delivery on the promise by the president in terms of growth of agriculture, and we are on track. The virus is doing damage in other sectors of our agriculture economy, but not as far as food is concerned. You know, we have swollen shoot virus in our cocoa farms, which we started earnestly battling with. That is also a virus, just like the coronavirus. There's a virus, but there's a virus for cocoa. And cocoa is not primary food that we depend upon in this country. So all our grains and our tubers and so on, and the legumes and so on, they are safe. I mean, of course, we have the fall armyworm, which is coming every year. We have stocks to stop them this year. We've distributed as much as the farmers require to make sure that we stop them in their tracks, because now they become part of the biology of this country. So that is the only immediate danger, but that is under control. I mean, farmers have the experience of 3 years to control the emergence of the fall armyworm at the beginning of the season, like now. But now they are used to it. They know the practice and the drill, and they are working very, very, very carefully to make sure that that is under control. Otherwise, everything is normal. Our projections of our supplies to farmers, and as you know, we are subsidizing, this government is subsidizing agricultural inputs, mainly fertilizers and seeds, by 50%. Never happens anywhere in West Africa. All the countries around us, they are not even subsidizing their inputs by even 1%. Ghana, we are doing 50%. When it comes to agricultural machinery, the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is subsidizing agricultural machinery, tractors and others by 40%. Unprecedented. So all these programs, good programs of the government are ongoing. As I said, the rains are here in the forest belt and in the southern part, and farmers are earnestly working as if nothing has happened, and they will deliver like they've delivered the last 3 years. So there's no need for anybody to panic. And prices, which have spiked over the weekend, I can tell you, like night and day, they're going to come down. So let's behave normally without any panic. So, Minister, I think I'll take a pause here, and I'll wait for any questions that may come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. May I ask them to set up the microphone properly? I do understand that those who are on the platform also have some questions, so please get a microphone ready there. Sir, please come behind the microphone here, and let us quickly take your question. Yes, sir. Please come this way. Any other questions so that I can direct you here before I go onto the platform for more questions?
Midasi, but your friend is Samuel Adoba, I'm free. We had my TV Africa. Now, you have a Pakistan or can you be for food prices? Say, we are neighbor or Bocofon. Now, you say Accra, do now my Dianino or Mamma de Ban from Crassi, Techima, ne. Kumasiachi no mo de aduane ba na sisi na otwe mienu a akwantemposo nyina ka kese bia mai e bisi de na nnuane atimi aba because Accra ha nankasa no kuaduma no nheda ni ha nkasa e depend on mo mo kurase na at the same time so no mo so e o mo ntimi mfa ka ntimi mfa ma kumu ntia no so na me bisa se ehun se na shebe na da ho fa. Okay,
Ernest.
Thank you very much. So this morning, we understand that my name is Ernest Mene from Journeys. Ernest from Journeys. My colleague who was at Kantamanto this morning reported that the task force of the AMA has seized some food items from traders there, and these are people who are selling okoro and foodstuff generally. We want to understand what the coordination is between the ministry, the emergency response team, and the Metropolitan Assemblies, the task force. Secondly, the minister talked about a package that the finance minister will announce that will take care of some of these people in the food value chain. What exactly is this package he's talking about? Is it the 35 million, the 1 billion? What exactly? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, the questions from the platform, so that we don't have to go back and forth. Honorable Minister has to also attend to some other business. So
we are getting questions from our Facebook page and the National Information as well. There are similar questions, and I think I want to have them together. The concerns about the traders who are taking advantage of our customers or generally those who are patronizing them. Is the minister or the ministry aware? Is there a way we can check? Because if some of them have publicly stated that it is an opportunity for them to,
make some more
dupe
money.
others, yes, then we will
So
have
can
to,
anything be done to
can
control
anything-
prices?
Exactly, that's the question.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Minister, about 4 major questions. The first in Chi, one more person did do any bank crime. And I said, Kumase, Ernest is asking about reports of Cantamanto task force seizing food items. What is the level of coordination? Any more detail on the package by finance and how it affects the food sector? And can anything be done to control prices, even as some persons seek to deliberately profiteer at this time? Honorable Minister.
The Dikaino Samuel TV Africa. And you kure say, Ubia ntimi mfaduane emfree nkrasia aduane no akwafo no eye ho adwuma emman kran enye no krakra restrictions no eye nipa ho asem ne yeka yenka aduane ana se cargo ho asem restrictions no enye aduane ana se nsuo ana se bibia ho asem nipa no omu free miamia omu pesa omu bankran ana so mba kumase no omu na yese na otwimi no ne de obi antra ba bi otie nti wo won kran a untimi nko kumase wo kumase a untimi man kran wo nkran a untimi nko takrade saa niama no hyehyɛ na ho na ne nyina ne nipa ho asem enye aduane ho asem kwa se de me kae no saa hyehyɛ coronavirus no nipa na dinam na no na hwehwɛ nipa na dinantie ene ntina mampani se obi antra ba bia wote wo nkran a tran ofie se nya adwuma ɛho hia pa so oba abonte a tran ofie enye ade a ɛfa aduane ho kwa ene ntina me ka se ene niama aba se enkofo edi aduane ne yefum aduane ɛwɔ edwom ya jiwo mu abodin ni ade no ɛho hia efi se saa niama no ba se wonim se ochina aduane no asanti wono yire no ma munya binia ɛna na wo ye bibisa no a na ntiase mu aduane bebre wo omayi mu a ye kura di bi kwa amano ne koton nti hia se chinchina wo se oba na ade bia bag mi na nkade bia woto no wo so wonkwa woto edu esa onipa kro na oton no so wo se de ne hia nti no ode bo no bi beto so nti no enya no kre se yese wo mo car wo mo drivers wo mo de aduane free mia bank na se kumase no ye mpre mo fama enya no kre omo ko omo dwuma so se de bia ye no mra no ye de aba no enka wo mo na mpesa motiase now Ernest, the task force of MA have seized food items. They are not required to seize food items. I think these are some of the teething problems that emerge when a new regulation comes into force. So if somebody is misunderstanding the essence of it, we'll take this matter up and investigate with the AML authorities, but they are not supposed to seize food, because food can be sold freely without any hindrance to anybody, the seller or the buyer. As I said, either raw food or plantain, yams, or if it's processed food, kenke or whatever, food is allowed to be sold without any hindrance. The package of the finance minister to the finance ministry, we are focusing on 3 products. We are focusing on rice, we are focusing on soya, and we are focusing on poultry, because these are the ones that we are most dependent upon from outside this country in terms of the volumes and the value of imports. So you will see that the millers, they're talking about those who mill the rice paddy